So another look then at boy Georgie Collins, who was 18 last Monday and has gone up now to the first time in 6-round contest. He was called an apprentice before that, and the Boxing Board of Control restrict that to 4-rounders. Vince Stewart from Highbury in London, 26. He's been around a bit, 12 fights with only 4 wins. And a long time ago in his second pro fight, he lost on points to Jimmy Cable, and Cable went on to be British champion. But unbeaten Collins, 5 wins, 3 of them stopped. And he's already putting on weight, Jim. Incredible for 18. He's 10, 8.5. He's really maturing unbelievably, isn't he? So quickly.
Yeah, he's even looking more mature, looking stronger. I think they've got him working hard since they turned professional.
Yeah, the puppy looks going already with him. He won everything in sight until he was surprisingly beaten in the Boys' Clubs finals. And I don't think this is going to go too long by the look of it. He opens up early like this. 1 minute gone of the opening round. Vince Stewart, though, standing there willing to have a go back. I must say, Vince Stewart's camp, Darky Smith usually gets his fellas into tough shape. He's proved that with people like Mick Courtney. So, having known he was going to fight the bright boy of the game, Frank Warren signed him up with a kind of £50,000 spread over 2 years guarantee. So put up his money, a bit of a risk, but looks as though he can make it, Jim.
Yeah, I would think so. I thought the 4-round fight didn't suit him because it put him in too much of a hurry, but he seems in a little bit of a hurry tonight. Excuse me. I think with the 6 rounds, he should settle down a little bit, start picking his shots. Collins is a little bit guilty of getting involved too early in the fight. He throws good punches, but he's a long way to go. He's a good punches now.
That's what you mean there, Jim. So he walked away as though, well, I'll take my time and try and sort this fellow out of it. Tried to shake himself out a bit looser there, didn't he?
Yeah.
He must have heard you.
Well, the way I look at it, he has the talent to land punches without being hit, so why not use that talent? Why take chances in the first couple of rounds of a fight? Or just to please the crowd? Take your time, pick your shots, don't take anything, and keep it all for the big fights.
Tucks his head in well there, Stewart. Not a bad judge behind the glove defence there.
See, this is better now. Settle down a little bit. That was better.
So there's boy Georgie. Again, that nickname, as a matter of fact. And there's the rundown, as we were saying. Unbeaten in 5 fights. Been around a bit. And looks as though he's got a chance of boxing in Monte Carlo later. Let's have a look at the replay now. This good punch flurry, and there's the long right hand coming in there from Collins, and there's a good flurry of punches there. But Stewart was trying to fight back and then trying to hold on and stop him from working, as they say in the pro game. But he keeps going, Georgie Collins. Takes a lot of holding. So let's have a look at another angle there, Jim, of replay, with another flurry coming in from Collins.
Yeah, I like his left hook, actually. He pulls his elbow down to his hip and turns the shoulder. I think he's going to end up with a good... I think he's going to knock a few people out with that left hook.
Second round. Welterweights, 10, 8.5 Collins, 10, 7.5 Stewart. I don't think this fella Stewart's going to be that easily to subdue, actually, Jim. He looks as though he takes a good shot. We saw him fight at Manchester, if you remember, with Bobby McKinley.
Yeah, well, he gets his hands up nice and quick, and he's always ready to fire back. Collins hasn't really given him a chance to show what he can do, but he certainly looks tough enough. I don't like the way Collins steps back and drops his hands. I don't know what all that's about.
Well, sort of stuff they're probably doing that in the gymnasium, at the new St Pancras gymnasium that the Warren camp are using. And I suppose they just copy one another a little bit. As you know, they do that in gymnasiums, don't they? It rubs off a bit. Well, it looks as though cornerman Brian Waters there has probably said to Collins, oh, right, take your time a little bit. Just remember, you're in this game to get some experience. It's very hard to stop them being impetuous when a boy's got good talent and strength like that.
See, I think with the big build-up, he's turned professional with it. He's too eager to please at the moment. But he's settled down nicely here. He just wants to keep backing Stewart up. He doesn't want to let Stewart come forward. Just back him up, look for the openings and bang the punches, and that's nice, that's better.
Oh yes, he put that combination together very well indeed there. Pushing him away, giving himself some arm room to get to him. He obeyed the referee Jim Pridding's command there to break. They tangled up for a second, but they broke right away. Minute to go.
Don't hold.
Stewart's not too bad under fire either. He caught a lot of those punches in that last burst with his gloves on the top of his head. He's quite a good survivor, Stewart.
Well, good Scottish name like that, Jim, we know that. Well, young Collins looking for experience. He's going to get it with this fellow by the look of it now. Remember, as I said, he's only been in 4-round duration contests until this one. Ben Stewart, as I say, 26 and been around a bit, and there's the rundown for him. And Darky Smith working with him, just pointing the finger, do it my way. He's a bit useful in his day, Darky. Let's have a look at the replay now. Another punch flurry from Collins, of course. And get an idea of the concentration of the eyes there. He's looking to see where every punch is going, Jim. I like that.
Yeah, this is where I like seeing him working. He has the talent to do this. But if you look at Stewart's pretty well tucked up. There's nothing landing on his chin. A good survivor, but that was a nice burst from Collins. He saw his chance and he took his chance.
It's not bothering to sit down there, Collins, at the moment.
Seconds out. Round 3.
Third round. Though the bridge of Collins' nose has a little bit of blood there. I don't know whether it's off the other guy's glove or something. I can't tell. No, it's only just a little blemish by the look of it. Comes from Camberley in Surrey, but he's being billed as Islington in London because he's spending a lot of his training time there these days.
Don't hold. Do it. Don't hold.
No, it's possibly off the glove, Jim, I think, of Stewart's. I don't know. It's gone anyway.
It's like a little spot on his nose, actually. I don't think it's a cut or anything, thankfully.
It's not easy to catch with a left-hand jab, Stewart, is he? You can see that Collins wouldn't mind doing that a bit, but he moves his head fairly well. There he is there. You see ducking a bit.
He tucks up well, too. He keeps his hands nice and high. The way he ducks down, I keep expecting him to swing an overarm right hand over, but he hasn't been doing it. But a few times, there he's thrown it now. A few times he's got himself in a position to throw it, but it hasn't come. I don't know, maybe if he's trying to time Collins. But Collins doesn't want to allow Stewart to come forward. I think Collins should try to keep backing him up.
Well, certainly the first rounder, impetuous rush is over by Collins. He's got to settle down a bit now.
It's very difficult to land on target the way Stewart has his hands up all the time. Nice little right hand there from Collins.
And he's punching inside like that, Collins, Jim, he uses the whole length of his arms. They're not short, are they? It's amazing, that is.
Well, he throws a nice left hook. You know, he pulls his elbow down and turns his shoulder, which is the correct way to punch. But it's difficult to land cleanly on Stewart. He's such a tight defence. So he gets his hands up nice and quick. Collins is doing fine. This is the kind of fight that'll do him a lot of good. It's no use 1 and 2 round knockouts where you don't learn anything.
Tried the left hook there, but missed it. As we get the half-a-minute countdown. Third. Nice looking lad. Trains very hard apparently. And Ernie Fossey there. Well, he's like a moth these days. He's in everything, old Ernie. He's really not only the matchmaker for this show, but also in the corner with champions and near champions these days. Terry Marsh and co. Old shrewd hand at the game. So he was a professional last February, Collins, after surprisingly losing to Gary Stretch. But he'd had a tremendous winning run. He almost defeated or went past Errol Christie's amateur record of 11 titles. Never quite made it.
Seconds out. Round 4.
Round 4. So normally, until now, 5 fights, it would have been the last round for Collins, but as I said, he's 18 last Monday, so that puts him up by the Border Control regulations of worthy of 6-round contests. Although probably as a 4-rounder, he had a lot more talent than older boys that were doing 6-round fights.
Stewart's one of these fighters, Reg, who's a lot better than his record suggests.
Yes.
You know, he's awkward and he's always in there, tight defence, not easy to hit. And, he looks a bit dangerous at times. He's never managed to connect cleanly on Collins to see if he has the power to upset him, but you get the feeling of a little bit of danger there. But not a bad opponent at all.
Now he's using the left hand a bit better now. That's good, Jim. It keeps the other guy occupied apart from scoring good points. Jab the way in with the left hand, make the openings that way. He's trying the roughing up stuff, Stewart. That's good. That's good teaching there for Collins.
Collins allowed Stewart to come forward a little bit in the previous round, but he'll go on better if he can back Stewart up a bit as he was doing earlier on in the fight. Stewart's not nearly so effective if he's backed up. See a little bit of blood in Collins' face now, just under his left eye. But it doesn't look like a cut, it looks like blood maybe from a nose or something.
Collins, don't hold. Be quiet. Collins.
There's just a little nick, or they call it a mouse in the fight there under the left eye. He's getting a bit frustrated, Collins, I suspect, Jim. Do you?
Yeah, well, he's never even seen Stewart's chin yet, let alone hit it. A real awkward man, but he's doing fine. He's keeping himself in front, doing the better work. I think he'll just have to look for a points win here. I don't think he can expect to stop Stewart. He's never managed to hurt him as yet. And he'll just keep himself out of trouble. See, he's dropping his hands as he moves away. these are the type of things you can get away with at this level. But when you start moving up towards the 8 and 10 rounders, you don't get away with it. So I think they should knock that out of them just now.
Well, as Jim Watt said, the record, you know, it's who you're fighting in this game, not necessarily how many you've won, it's what the opposition's about. This fella's had 12 fights, but only managed 4 wins and only 1 stoppage. But on this form, he's one of those guys that give you a tough fight any time, and Darky Smith really gets his boys into shape in his gymnasium at Highgate in London. There he is, Midlander originally. And as I said, he produced Mick Courtney, who gave Prince Rodney a very good fight for the British Championship in the Isle of Man recently. So again there, Ernie Fossey just yanking up the foul-proof protector by the look of it. Having a bit of problem with the lacing at the back, probably. Cornermen these days are all with pretty colours now, Jim, aren't they? Not the old-fashioned stuff. Round 5. So there's every chance now that Boy Georgie is going to have the first time in a 6th round of going the distance. It doesn't look as though Stewart's really a formidable puncher at all, Jim, so I would think that's why he's getting a bit slack at times, Collins.
Yeah, well, maybe so. Stewart's never managed to trouble him at all, but it's always awkward for him. It hasn't given Collins a chance to show off at all. We've seen Collins often before, and he throws nice punches and he gets a man in trouble and finishes it off nicely. Nice little right hand there, yeah. It's good, wasn't it?
And there we're saying it's going to go the distance. I wouldn't have thought so. His legs have totally unbuckled at the knees, and I would have thought Jim Pritting will stop that. Yes, he'll have to. He's going to argue with him, but he really looked, he was right above our commentary position, Jim, and he looked in a lot of trouble there, didn't he?
Yeah, and that was the left hook I was telling you about. He pulls the elbow down and turns the shoulder. That was a lovely punch. I'm looking forward to see that again. That was that little left hook I was eyeing up early on in the fight.
So it was about 1 minute and 10 into the 5th round. So let's have a look at the knockdown there then. He was only saying he might go the distance for the first time, Collins, and out of the blue he brought that one bingo. The right hand did it. Really was floundering at that stage, and then he clipped him with the left hook, doubled it up too, and then to the body as well. And then the final punch came over. He was really gone at that point. He did recover very quickly, mind you.